This is Michael Franks, American singer-songwriter. If you're looking for some smooth jazz with a Latin mellow vibe, you came to the right place. Now this video will examine the life and music of Michael Franks. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to the life and music of Michael Franks. Michael Franks, born September 18, 1944, is an American singer, songwriter, considered a leader of the Quiet Storm movement. Franks grew up in Southern California with his father Thurman, his mother Vera, and two younger sisters. Although no one in his family was a musician, his parents loved swing music, and his early influences included Peggy Lee and Nat King Cole. At age 14, Franks bought his first guitar, a Japanese Marco Polo, for $29.95, with 6 private lessons included. Those lessons were the only music education he ever received. At University High in San Diego, Franks discovered the poetry of Theodore Roethke with his off rhymes and hidden meter. In high school, he began singing folk rock, accompanying himself on guitar. Studying English at UCLA, Michael discovered Dave Brubeck, Patti Page, Stan Getz, Antonio Carlos Jobim, and Miles Davis. He never studied music in college or later, but earned a Bachelor of Arts degree from UCLA in Comparative Literature in 1966 and a Master's of Arts degree from the University of Oregon in 1968. He had a teaching assistantship in a Ph.D. program in American Literature at the University of Montreal before returning to teach part-time at UCLA. During this time, Frank started writing songs, starting with the anti-war musical Anthems in E-flat in 1968, starring Mark Hamill. He also composed music for the films Cockfighter in 1974, starring Warren Oates, and Zany's Bride in 1974, starring Liv Ullmann and Gene Hackman. Sonny Terry and Brownie McGee recorded 3 of his songs, including White Boy, Lost in the Blues, on their album Sonny and Brownie. Franks played guitar, banjo, and mandolin on the album and joined them in touring. In 1973, he recorded an album, later reissued as Previously Unavailable, which included the minor hit Can't Seem to Shake This Rock and Roll. In 1976, Franks released his second album, The Art of Tea, which saw Franks begin a long relationship with Warner Brothers Records. The Art of Tea featured Joe Sample, Larry Carlton, and Wilton Felder of the Crusaders and included his hit song, Popsicle Toes. His third album, Sleeping Gypsy, in 1977, which included the song The Lady Wants to Know, was partially recorded in Brazil. Around this time, percussionist Ray Armando gave Franks a cabasa, which became a signature instrument for him to play on stage when he was not playing guitar. Birchfield Nines in 1978, which included the song When the Cookie Jar is Empty, reflects his move to New York City and features more of an East Coast sound. Since then, Franks recorded more than 15 albums. His best-known works include When I Give My Love to You, Popsicle Toes, Monkey See, Monkey Do, Lotus Blossom, Tiger in the Rain, Rainy Night in Tokyo, and Tell Me All About It. His biggest hit came in 1983 with When Sly Calls, Don't Touch That Phone, with the album Passion Fruit. Radio hits include Your Secret is Safe with Me from 1985's Skin Dive and Island Life from 1987's The Camera Never Lies. Over the course of 33 years and 16 albums, Michael Franks has mesmerized an international legion of fans with his one-of-a-kind artistry, seamlessly weaving lyrics of stunning sensuality, wit, reflection, and literary eloquence over music that tastefully utilizes top-shelf jazz, soul, pop, chamber, and music from around the globe. Michael Franks, the songwriter, has set a bar in the music world that places him as nothing less than a statesman of songwriting. As if that weren't enough, Michael Franks, the singer, is gifted with a gentle, deliciously expressive voice, identifiable from note one. Brazilian music, culture, and vibe have haunted Michael's work from early on. The country's renowned composer, Antonio Carlos Jobim, has been such a significant influence on his writing that Michael has dedicated 3 songs to him over the years. Antonio's song, The Rainbow, Like Water, Like Wind, and Abandoned Garden. And from his third album, Sleeping Gypsy in 1977, Michael flew down to Rio to record 2 now classic compositions, Down in Brazil, and Be Wanna No Home. Listening to his catalog as well as new songs, one might assume that Michael has journeyed often to the land of Cafe au lait, but he's only been once. Frank's songs have been recorded by everyone from Diana Krall to Peggy Lee to Ringo Starr and Lyle Lovett. They have been sampled by such hip-hop artists as Logic and Genuine. Frank says it's amazing the things they choose to sample and how they choose to sample particular parts of my tunes. Frank himself approves or turns down requests from artists seeking to sample his music for their own recordings. He chuckled when asked if sampling providing him with a lucrative source of extra income. It is, he said, surprisingly so. Franks has released 23 albums to date and is now at work on another. He's also writing his memoir. Franks lives in upstate New York near Woodstock with his wife, Claudia. As long as Michael Franks continues to put pen to paper, lending life and voice to song and creating poetically inspired albums, the tradition of true artistry will gracefully endure, like branches braving the night breeze in Brazilian banana trees. On a personal note, I remember the first time I heard Michael Franks. His music was oozing out of my brother's bedroom through a common wall, and I was in my bedroom listening to this new record that my brother had obviously bought, and it was a record at the time, not a CD. It was February 1980. I was so intrigued for a weird reason in that it was words. My brother being a very serious jazz aficionado, it was rare to hear music coming out of his bedroom that was not instrumental in nature. And when I heard this kind of different rhythm and I heard words and singing, I was intrigued. It was later on that weekend that he left for the weekend that I, borrowed the Michael Franks album. I remember looking at the album cover. It was entitled Tiger in the Rain, and I knew that that album cover, after doing some research, was painted by Henry Rousseau, who eventually became one of my favorite artists. But I remember the first time laying in my waterbed, which was in vogue in the 1980s, in a cold February night, and putting on Tiger in the Rain. The first song I ever heard was Underneath the Apple Tree, followed by the title track, Tiger in the Rain. And at that point, I knew that I was sold. I instantly enjoyed his music, have bought every album he has put out since, and have seen him live twice. I wish I could see him more. The first time was in Toronto at the Toronto Jazz Festival, and then one time in America. And to this point, I will just say that he made me want to be a songwriter, and continuously makes me want to become a better songwriter. And the more I talk to fans and lovers of Michael Franks' music, everybody has their personal relationship with his music. Often, for many, it's been romantic in nature, the relation with future spouses or mates along the way. And I would just like to say, Michael Franks, if you ever do see this video, thank you for your music. I hope you enjoyed the video on one of my favorite singer-songwriters, Michael Franks. If you've got an artist or band you'd like featured, pop it in the comment section. I'll make another video. Thanks for stopping by. Rock on.